What's going on, man? We're back with 352 Blitz. Another week. Another week of us doing this right here. It's your boy Eddie, and we got Jay Butt here. Fortunately, Greg was not able to make it this week. Something came up. Hopefully, everything's okay. He didn't really give too much information, but yeah,
I
another
feel
week.
like I haven't been on in a while.
Yeah, you've been gone for like 5 years, to
I've
be
been
honest.
busy. I apologize about that.
It's life, bro. It happens, man. What can you do? But anyways, man, it's been an eventful so far college football season, and I can't believe that we are already in week 9 of college football, which makes me sad, bro, because that means that we only have a month left of regular season. Then you got your bowl games, and then you have to wait 200 and a billion days for college football again. But we're gonna enjoy the games that we have so far, especially the games that we have this week. But before we get into all that, let's dig into this Michigan scandal of them stealing signs and apparently sending coaches or a specific coach to go view the opponent's team, and then people like they bought tickets for the guy to go to the opponent's team and watch them for their signs and everything like that. First of all, how do you feel about this situation, Justin?
I haven't looked too much into it. Is there like proof that this is
I mean,
happened?
like there's videos that I mean there's no way you can deny type thing. They haven't really proven anything as guilty, but like if you watch the video, it's pretty much evidence that it was being
I
done.
mean, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Fair enough.
Everybody's you got the access to TV nowadays. You can watch film, you can see the sideline, you can try and get calls. It's kind of no different to me.
Okay, and that's what I was going to get into because there was a thing that Deion Sanders said, and he said
It's just
that
like scouting your
you can
opponent.
get right. You can literally get a full film from the team that you're gonna play because that's what they're supposed to do. They send you the film for the week so that you can study it or whatever. There might be there might be some tricks. There might be an information that they do that week, but for the most part, they send you film up to that week. And so he said, I mean, you can find everything from that if you do your homework appropriately. Um, but it's just like the thing about it. This is the thing that I don't necessarily see anything wrong with them stealing signs, just because I feel like you can learn that from just watching films. The problem that I do have with though, it came out today that apparently Michigan was also sharing information that they got to other teams that Ohio State, that sharing information with other teams, like
That we're
specifically
playing
Ohio
against
State
Ohio.
or Michigan State or stuff like that. And so that's where I kind of draw the line, because like you have to have some type of control of what you do, right?
Yeah,
In
no, that's too far. I agree.
So apparently, look, it says at the heart of the investigation is staffer Connor Stallions, who allegedly bought tickets for more than 30 games, many of them the Big Ten, and used illegal technology to steal signs. Stallions has been suspended with pay pending the outcome of the NCAA investigation. So 30 games, bro. You're talking about regular season has 12 games,
So this man was just a season ticket holder.
so about 3 years. 3 years of stealing signs and you possibly sharing information. That's where I kind of draw the line. There, like I said, I just don't know. Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna
Who were they stealing signs from? Was it Ohio State
just?
or was it just everyone?
I mean, if it's 30 games, I'm not. It's not just Ohio State. We're talking about 30 different teams.
Oh,
Well, I
okay, I
mean,
got
30
you.
different occasions. Um, so I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do now. I see that a lot of like Ohio State fans they're like obviously going crazy about it. They are, and as well as Michigan State fans, because those are the rivals, and like, oh, of course, now finally they're beating us because why? Because they're stealing signs. Because if you remember, Jim Harbaugh was like 0-6 versus Ohio State, and it wasn't until like 2-3 years ago that he started winning. And guess what? That's when they started stealing signs.
Mm.
So it's just it's a whole ordeal, man, and more information is going to keep coming out about it. It's just absolutely crazy. Apparently, said the expected total cost for Michigan's sign stealing operation was over $15,000 for this season, with plans to send scouts to more than 40 games played by 10 opponents. So I mean, this
So
was
their
like
whole schedule.
this is a real deal. Like, I mean, think about it, bro. You're talking about 40 games played by 10 opponents. So basically, if you look at their schedule, they play like a 9 or 10 games schedule in the Big Ten, and the two fluke games they didn't really care about because they're fluke games. They're just a jamboree type of game. But the 10 opponents that they actually play in the Big Ten, that's who they were studying. Uh,
Now, if let me ask you this: with Harbaugh already being suspended once this year,
yeah,
and now this, do you think the University of Michigan, has kind of got him on the hot seat now?
I
Like,
think that either I mean, it's difficult, right? Because, like, say that the investigation keeps going till the end of the season in Michigan. I mean, to me, Michigan so far, whether it's stealing signs or not stealing signs, they look like the best team in the nation. Let's just hypothetically say that they win the championship.
do you think he
Jim
leaves?
Har- Jim Harbaugh could be like, you know what? I did what I was meant to do here. I'm going back to the NFL. I don't have to deal with any other stuff, and I can just steal signs
Every
for the
week.
hell of it, and nobody cares, right? Or he doesn't win anything, and then he doesn't win anything, and then Michigan is just like, you know what, bro, thank you for the 9 years that you've been here. You put us in the right path. We can find another coach now. Thank you, but we need to find another coach because you're bringing too much drama. Like, you already got suspended 4 games, then
Oh,
you come
Mel
out with
Tucker.
this, right? No, not Mel Tucker. So we'll see, bro. We'll see about Michigan. Definitely, that's definitely been a topic. They're saying that he might go back, and what team he will go back to? Maybe Chicago. That'd be a pretty decent team for him to go to. They got top picks. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I'm not really sure, but obviously there's going to be more coming out of there, and I can't wait. But let's get back into actual football. And this week is actually there's a lot of big games. There's one huge game, especially in the area of the 352, and whatever area code Stanford is. But there's a lot of big games this week that we have to pay attention to. One of them being the Duke Devils that are 5-2, and they're going to Louisville, who are 6-1. So those are two big games, and this game matters a lot for the ACC championship because right now I believe that the only undefeated team in the ACC is Florida State. Unfortunately, North Carolina lost to Virginia. I don't know how the hell they did that. So they have a loss there. Duke has already a loss to FSU, and Louisville lost to another team in the ACC.
Louisville lost to.
Who do you think? Who do you have?
What did you say? You broke up.
Who do you have in that game?
And Duke and who?
Louisville.
Louisville. Louisville's look good.
Unfortunately, they got their cheeks clapped last game by the worst team in the ACC.
Yeah, they'll bounce back though. I think they'll bounce back.
So you got Louisville. I actually got Duke, bro. Just
Well,
because.
is Duke's backup quarterback still playing?
That's the thing. I'm gonna rethink that again. I'm gonna take Louisville just simply because the backup quarterback from Duke is not that experienced. I'm not saying that he's bad. He's just not experienced enough to be able to win games. We saw what he did versus Florida State last week. He wasn't really able to pass the ball well. They relied simply on the running attack. So I'm gonna go with Louisville. It is at Louisville. They have a fantastic Riley Leonard's out. Thank you, Omar. So Louisville has a fantastic atmosphere, especially we saw it when they played Notre Dame at home. So I'm gonna go with Louisville, and so we'll see there, bro. This man keeps commenting. It's funny though. Um, but yeah, let's go back to another game here. This is an interesting game just because Texas hasn't really looked too well the last 2 weeks. They lost to Oklahoma, and then they go to they struggle with Houston, right?
How about the
That's,
BYU Texas game?
yeah, the BYU Texas game, man. BYU is
BYU's look decent. They've
yeah,
looked
they're five
decent
and two,
throughout the
bro.
year.
5-2, and you got Texas with their backup quarterback. They're not. What's his name? Ewers is not playing. They got actually Malik Murphy out there.
So if here's my question: if Texas is down at halftime, do we see Manning come in? If Murphy isn't playing well,
I would say so. I mean, if you're talking about you have a, I mean,
because you
yeah,
have it's two freshmen, two 5-star freshmen. You
yeah,
gotta. I mean, if one's not playing well, why not go to the other guy?
absolutely. I mean, if you see Malik Murphy actually struggling out there and not doing too well, the game is too close for Texas. I'm sure that and it is at it is in Texas in Austin. So I'm sure that
BYU's beating Arkansas already.
no, I know, but think about it. If you're playing at home, you're struggling, and you see a 5-star quarterback with a name of Manning, I'm sure
I
the
would do
fans
it.
are going to
No,
be yelling out
I
there.
just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy for thinking that.
No, absolutely not, because I think it's. I mean, I think right now they're not really playing Manning because maybe he's just not up to par, or it could just be like we're just going to save it till next year because Ewer's probably out of here, so let's just
I
forget
mean, what
about
I
it.
really, to be honest, what I really think it is I'm not doubting the kid's talent, but the speed of the game
It's
from
a lot
where
faster.
it's a lot faster from he played prep schools. If you go look at like his high school film, he was playing against PK Young. Like he never really played against any big time schools in high school. And
Man, I'm sick and
I
tired.
think their playoff game last year in his senior year they lost like 44-7.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Omar Malik Murphy is good. Nobody's denying that. I'm just saying that if he
I
struggle,
don't
I
think he's
think,
a future knight.
yeah, I don't know what the hell that's about. But what we're talking, I think Justin brought up an actual good point. If your freshman quarterback is out there and he's struggling, and you have another 5-star quarterback with the name of Arch Manning, with the history of all the Mannings, I'm sure that the fans are going to be asking for him to get in the field to at least throw the ball one or two times in the second half and see what the hell happens. If he's ass, then guess what? You go back to Murphy and he stinks it up even more. It is what it is. I think that's a good point, Justin. And we'll see tomorrow. That game is actually at 3:30, so I'm not going to be watching, but it's going to be a good game, and I'll pay attention on the ESPN app. But I'm for sure not watching that damn game. Let y'all know.
So we have a loaded 3:30 slate tomorrow.
Whoever made the schedule for this
They
week
screwed
is
us
they're an idiot. They need to
because
get
we got
fired. They need to get fired, bro.
yeah. Because we'll roll into the next one here. We got another 3:30 game, which is Utah and Oregon. I think that game is in Oregon, if I speak correctly. That game is going to be in Oregon.
No, it's in Utah.
Oh, they just have it backwards on ESPN. It looks like. Oh, I'm just reading it wrong. Yes, it's in Utah. Um, it's kind of a
That's a tough game, bro. Because like, and no, I'm not saying it just because I'm a Gator, but the Utah, I mean, Utah has a decent atmosphere out there, and they play tough. Like every game, they play tough. I mean, they've only lost what one game, and the one game was
Oregon State.
to Oregon State, who's another ranked team in the Pac-12. So can they do it? Absolutely, they couldn't just because their defense is very good and their experience. The problem that I have here is that they're still playing their backup quarterback. I mean, so far, yeah, they're 6-1, but he's not like if Cam Rising, which is a whole nother situation. Cam Rising came back when he could have gone day one. I mean, day two, day three in the NFL last year. He came back this season to try to play. Hasn't played any game. He's not going to play any games, and now he's probably. I think he's applying for a seventh year. Like, what are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just there's some decisions by these college players that I just don't understand and I don't get. Um, but unfortunately, going back to this game, I have Oregon, bro. Just the Oregon defense is very good. And then the Oregon offense is better than the Utah offense. So I have to go Oregon. It's going to be a fantastic game, though. It's going to be closer than people think. It's going to be like that Washington versus Oregon game 2 weeks ago. It's going to be a fantastic game, and I can't wait to watch it. But the problem is that I think that Oregon has too much power, too much talent on that side of the ball. I mean, on the side on that field to, and they're going to beat Utah. But it's going to be a fantastic game.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to go Utah.
why?
Um, I really wasn't convinced with Oregon last week. I felt like Washington State played them very close up until the end. Um, and I kind of think that Utah's defense is a little bit better. I really do. Utah's defense is really, really good. They're fast. They move across the field really well. Their secondary, I think, is a little banged up, but other than that, I mean, Utah's got a pretty good
But
defense.
Oregon's only loss was to Washington by 3 points,
Yeah, no, I know.
and they beat Washington State by 2 touchdowns. Who was ranked at the time or ranked?
You got to remember, Washington. Look what Utah's defense did to Caleb Williams most of the game.
No, I know. I mean, like I said, it's going to be a fantastic game. I just got to go with Oregon, bro.
No,
Dan Lanning got that team playing very well. Other than losing by 3 points, and it came down to a kicker missing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know.
Bo Nix is an accident waiting to happen, bro. We've been saying that since he went to Oregon, so I don't think you can actually say that anymore. Like the people have been saying that Bo Nix is garbage since literally he left Auburn because he was bad in Auburn, but he's been killing it over there. So I don't agree with that, but I'll let you have that take and I'll put that on live because apparently Omar wants to say this right here. I disagree, but go off though. Another.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go
What?
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to go into two games that I think are going to end up being like upset alert games.
Okay. And can I take a guess on one of them?
Go ahead.
Oklahoma at Kansas.
Yes, that
Okay.
was one of them.
All right.
That is one of them.
And then the other one for you, upset. It's waiting to happen. It hasn't happened yet. All right, Omar. We'll see, bro.
I just got a feeling on this one. I got a big feeling.
I mean, a big feeling that I have is Kentucky, Tennessee at Kentucky.
That was third, but this one is Wisconsin and Ohio State.
You think Wisconsin got what they need to stop Ohio State?
Dude.
Okay, go ahead. We're here live. We're here live talking about it.
I think if Wisconsin controls time of possession against Ohio State, runs the ball like Wisconsin likes to play,
okay,
and you play 2-man and double coverage on Harrison, and you pray for the best, there's definitely a chance. With how Wisconsin has a really, really good front seven. I don't know too much about the secondary, but I know their front seven is always good. I did watch them play. I've watched them play twice this year, and both games I watched were low scoring.
Okay.
So I think there's a chance that they could shut down Ohio State's run game, and then at that point, you just got to pray for the best against Harrison. That's the only reason I'm saying it's on my upset alert.
And you might not be so far off because I'm looking at their schedule. The only two teams that they lost to is Iowa, who's ranked pretty high, I believe now, and they lost to them 15-6. That's a horrible score.
That's one of the games I watched.
And then they lost to Washington State 31-22. That was the second overall game of the season. So I mean, you could be right that they can control the line of scrimmage pretty well. They do have a usually they have a pretty good offensive line. Their front seven is always solid, and then they have a beast of a running back that nobody really talks about, and I don't understand why. Because the dude's an animal.
Wisconsin always has a really, really good underrated running back.
Always, but this
That's where
man,
that's where
Braylon
JT
Allen,
came from, right?
huh?
That's where Taylor came from, right?
Yep, JT, a lot of them. I mean, Braylon Allen is a 6'2", 245 pound running back. That. You know what that is? That is Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
They have a Derrick Henry under the radar just because he plays at Wisconsin. So I can see what you say if they control the pace of the game and all that. I mean, we've seen Ohio State struggle this year. Let's just be honest here. They struggled.
And we watched them win multiple games 21-3, 21-13,
Right.
24-7. I mean, really, it's to me, and I don't want to say I'm because people are going to say I really don't like Ohio State at all. I hate them. But like I'm just being honest with this. Their defense has bailed them out all season. Their defense and Marvin Harrison being able to be what he is.
Yeah,
Because he's an NFL player playing in college right now.
absolutely. Omar, do you care to comment anything on this, or do you have anything smart to say? Okay, cool. Um, but let's go to the first guest that I had, which was Oklahoma, and they're traveling over to Kansas. That game, I mean, it could definitely be an upset game, bro. It could be definitely be an upset game just because Oklahoma has kind of uh I said
You
what
said that was in Kansas?
is that Kansas? Yeah, Omar, do you have any comments regarding Wisconsin? I mean Ohio State traveling over to Wisconsin and facing them tomorrow. Do you think Wisconsin has any chance at all?
I'm saying they do. I'm not saying that they're going to win, but I'm saying that Ohio State's on upset alert. Also, I honestly, Eddie, I really think Kansas could win if Daniels plays tomorrow. I know he's doubtful to play,
Yeah.
but he did practice this week.
Ohio State should take care of business. Okay, Omar said that there's absolutely no chance for Wisconsin. So he shut that shit down.
Instead, they're
All
buns.
right, man. So Oklahoma at Kansas, yeah. I mean, the thing if Kansas quarterback can play, then yeah, there's absolutely a chance. Absolutely a chance. And actually, I would like to see that. A team that I have never liked, and I don't know why, and it's not. I, maybe it relates back to the national championship. I don't know, but I cannot stand Oklahoma. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the state. Maybe it's no, it's not the state. I didn't mind the Thunder. I just don't like Oklahoma. So seeing them lose will be great. Um, Omar is saying that Daniels got to shut down for the season. Well, we'll see, man. I don't know, but if he does play, then Kansas has a chance. They have a pretty decent coach. I mean, he's turned the culture down around, and not only that, I mean the fans are rallying around this team because you got to remember Kansas went 0-12 like
Hey, we got
in the last 10 years.
hey, we got to remember Kansas beat the shit out of UCF this year, 51-22.
That's why he said big game boomer. Damn, damn. UCF lost to Kansas that bad?
Yeah. And honestly, look at Kansas's two losses. They lost to Texas when they were ranked third, which they did get killed in that game.
And
But
Daniels didn't play.
yep, nope. And then Oklahoma State, they lost by 7.
Hey, bro, come
And
on.
Bean, the backup quarterback, threw for 410 in that game.
Hey, man, come on, Jayhawks. I need y'all to do the Lord's work. Please do it, man. Please do it. But yeah, man, they have a chance. I don't know what else to say. Let's go back to this. And Justin, I want to hear your opinion. I've talked to Greg about this. I've talked to Orlando about this. Orlando calls me a hater, but I think this is a solid topic. And Omar, since you're on here and the other person watching, I want to hear what you guys' opinion is. Um, do you guys Honestly, right now, after watching every single game, do you have Caleb Williams as the number one quarterback to get drafted overall? Overall.
Yeah, he's still number one.
Why? And I wanted to hear why. Why? What does he do better than Drake May? Other than run around because his offensive line can give him 14 seconds to throw the ball.
To me, that's honestly what it is the hype around him. That's really it. Is that everybody hypes him up to be like the next Pat Mahomes?
Yeah,
I
but
don't see the hype.
but okay, but you're saying it's the hype. What do you honestly see? Do you see him as a way better quarterback than
No,
Drake May,
no.
than
If you go
Sanders,
look at
than
go look at
Penix?
his go look at his stats against top 25 opponents, and that'll tell you everything.
That's what all I wanted to hear. Like that's what I want to hear. Because people keep saying that he's going to be the number one quarterback to be drafted, and right, he could be. I just don't see that big of a difference between Drake May and you see in Caleb Williams. I've been called a hater for it. Um, people has been going at me on the timeline for it, and I just don't get. I don't understand why. I could care less because they got proven with facts, and they never responded back to me. But I mean, when you see Caleb Williams when he played at Caleb Williams overall, when he plays a top 25 team, he doesn't do too well. Let's just start with that. Second of all, the Pac-12 doesn't have great defense, other than when you play two or three teams, and you're talking about Utah. They always have a solid defense, and he's 0-3 against them or 0-2 against them. And then Oregon has a good defense since Dan Lanning got there. And then maybe you can sometimes put Washington in there. Definitely, their DBs are actually good, but the front seven could be okay. So again, when you see Caleb Williams playing in the Pac-12, the man has like 14 damn seconds to pass the ball. If you can't find somebody open in 14 seconds, there's a problem with you or the wide receivers, right?
I agree. No, I agree.
And then you see Drake May playing against a bunch of top defenses, which I've already looked it up. He last year alone, where he threw for like 38 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, he played 8 top 50 teams, and 4 of them were top 25 on defense. So you're talking about he's facing actually good teams and putting numbers up. And this year he's doing the same thing. And he's only lost to one team where he should have they should have won. I'm not gonna blame him for it. Because the defense, I mean, if you let Pittsburgh or if you let Virginia score on you, that's a big problem in my eyes because Virginia is horrible. So I just don't see I don't see why people have him so clear above everyone else. Because right now, Penix, I think, has been playing better than him. I think Michael Penix has been the best. He's been the best quarterback in college this year. And if I'm saying his name wrong, then so be it. But I don't know. But I think he's been the best quarterback this season so far. That's my opinion, and that's period. And that's saying better than Drake May. I just don't understand people that oh Caleb Williams this, Caleb Williams that, and Drake May is like it's like Caleb Williams way is up here and Drake May is down here. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it. And Penix is even lower, and Shadur Sanders is even lower. It's just like what are we talking about? And I'm saying all this is to translate in transition into this USC at California. Does California has any chance at all?
No.
Okay. So we rambled about this for no reason. I just had that I had to get that
No,
out.
we didn't ramble about that for no reason. That's definitely a good topic. I think that's something we can look back at Heisman time.
Draft
Just
night. We'll talk about a draft night. We'll
well,
talk
maybe
about
at the
it
end
during
of
the
maybe
draft.
going in. I think playoff time would be a great time to talk about it and look back on the regular season.
I mean, it's just like it's just something that it doesn't make any sense to me, man. But we're already at the 30-minute mark. Let's get to going here. And
Let's get to the game.
the biggest game this weekend, and I hope Wake Forest actually does the Lord's work and beats Florida State. Florida State is not a good team.
I'm taking the spread on that one.
Hold up, okay, let me reword that. Florida State is not who they think they are. They're a good football team. They're a very well coached team. On offense, they Travis is a very good quarterback. They have a beast of a wide receiver in Keon Coleman. Wilson is not who they think they are. Wilson is just a 6'7", 245-pound wide receiver that we get mentioned about every single play, and he has 8 drops a game. He is not that good.
Bro, he's a Kmart Kyle Pitts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, the running back situation is fantastic. I think that their stable of running backs is great. Their offensive line has improved. Their tight end in Bell, he's good because he can be a running back. He can play wide receiver. He can play tight end. He's a gadget guy. But they're not who they think they are. I'm sorry. They struggle with Duke. They struggle with Boston College. They struggle with all these different boo ass teams, and they get through it because they have more talent. But I want to see them face somebody a full 4 quarter, fully healthy, and actually be decent on offense.
I can't wait till they come to the Swamp.
I mean, like, because Duke, if Leonard was actually healthy, that game would have been a lot different. The game completely changed when Florida State when he got injured. That game completely changed when he got injured because they had him on the ropes because he could run the ball or he could throw the ball. But when the second quarterback came in, all they could do is just run the ball. They handed the ball off like 40 times in 1 quarter. The game completely changed. So, I got a lot of FSU fans at work talking crap. Oh, you should come to the Garden of Gold, bro. I will never go to the Garden of Gold. They have one good season because they have freaking players are at 28 years old playing against 18-year-olds, and they start twerking. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, going to the big game, we got Georgia going to Florida. And by that, I mean they're playing in Jacksonville. The world's biggest cocktail party is this Saturday at 3:30.
People
And
already getting arrested tonight. My guess is
people been getting arrested since probably Tuesday because people
Yeah.
showing up since Tuesday. So I mean, what other rivalry does that? What other rivalry arrives a week early for their game? I don't know. This is a fantastic rivalry. There's a lot of Georgia fans at work as well. They talking craps. A lot of them are cordial. It is what it is. This is a big game. This is a big game for both teams. Georgia has been number one the whole season. They're undefeated. They're 7-0, and they have looked okay. I mean, they look good. They just don't look as dominant as they have been the last 2 years. I don't think that any Georgia fan can deny that. But the thing is that Brock Bowers is a freaking beast. Unfortunately, he's not playing tomorrow. He unfortunately had injured his ankle and he needed surgery, which is it's a weird surgery that they do now. I'm not really sure I forgot what it's called. But apparently, like, he can come back in like 2 to 6 weeks or something like that and be able to play. So I mean, they're not risking it because obviously they're probably going to make the playoffs. So why risk it for this game when they could probably win it, and then go to the playoffs, right? So I don't know. I mean, this game has a lot of question marks on the Georgia side and a lot of question marks on the Florida side. I think Georgia wins this game though, just simply of experience. They're the most experienced team. They have a more experienced coach. They have a more they have the better coach. They have the better offense. They have the better defense. That's just facts. We can't really lie about that. The thing about it is Florida does have a chance because they're 5-2. They're not a bad team. A lot of people wrote this team off after the Utah game, thinking that the season was only one game. But you know what? They came back. They've won 5 games against a couple good teams, and Florida definitely has a chance. What it comes down to Florida is Mertz going to be protected enough to be able to get the ball off, and not only that, is the defense going to be able to not get ran
stop
down
the run.
like Kentucky?
Yeah,
Because
that's what I was about to say. If we can't stop the run, we're not going to win.
if they show up like Kentucky, bro, it's going to be over in the first quarter. It's going to be 28-0. I'm telling you that right now, and I'm shutting that bitch off at 4 o'clock, and I'm not watching anything else for the rest of the day. If they can stop the run, the game gets interesting. If they cannot, it's going to be another Kentucky, but worse. That's it. It's that simple.
Just as a PSA, I will not be taking any customers tomorrow after 3 o'clock because I'm going to go sit and watch that game as soon as it starts. I got to work during
Yeah, you need to figure something out with the work, bro. They're working you too damn much.
it. All I know
But
is Florida by. I'm taking Florida by 10.
yeah, that sounded very homerish. I'm not gonna be
Now
home.
that's if we can stop the run. If
I
we can
don't think
stop the run and play
I don't
well,
think if Florida wins, it's not gonna be by 10 points.
I'm not convinced about their quarterback. I don't think Beck's really that great.
That's fine, bro. But then, by you're talking about beating Georgia by 10 points. That to me
Thirty-one
is too
twenty-one.
much. To me, it's gonna be at most a 6 point game, and it comes down to the kicker. It comes down to Trey Smack. If
Has he
that's
missed a kick
if,
since he
if
started?
that's if that's his first name, I don't even know if that's his first name now. But
It is Trace Mack.
okay, it comes down to Trey Smack. If he's able to do what he's been doing the whole season, and our defense holds up, I think we have a chance. If he starts missing field goals, it's over. We don't even show up to the game. Cancel it, forfeit it. Show up next week to with the Arkansas game. That's it. He's only missed one, and it's because it got blocked because we had like 11 people. We had 10 people on the line. Pretty sure it was 2 weeks ago versus South Carolina. But anyways, man, yeah, it's a lot of big games this week. We are definitely going to be tweeting about the games that tomorrow. They're going to be going on. Super excited to see what happens because there's a lot of games that could be upsets, and there's a lot of games that could just be people can just like run over the team. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm ecstatic. I'm not doing nothing tomorrow. I'm not on call. The baby's gonna be gone with my wife going somewhere. I don't know to a birthday party or something. I ain't got no one else in this house. Nobody's gonna be bothering me. My phone's gonna be on silent. I'm gonna watch this game. Maybe I'll invite Obed or something. But anyways, man, thank you for watching and thank you for tuning in. Again, remember to follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Follow us on Instagram. We're tweeting more often now, getting more people to relate, and just being
Yes.
more active about it. But just continue to follow us, continue to tune in, and we'll see y'all next week. Y'all take it easy and have a good Friday night, man.
Be safe, everyone.
Please. There's a lot of crazy ass people out there.